Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video, I have a yarn haul from Hobby Lobby, and God, in my last video, I was just talking about that it's sort of bothering me that like I'm going in there and because I have so much yarn, sort of like hesitating, and I almost missed out on a deal of yarn because I sort of thought maybe I don't need this, and I probably have this already, and then it turned out when I got home I didn't have the yarn, and so it's a good thing that I bought it, but whatever. And so I was even talking about that, like I sort of need to embrace the fact that I'm a deal finder and deal magnet or whatever, and when I see yarn that's a good deal in Hobby Lobby, I'm just gonna get it and assess later. I mean, if I see, like in this haul, I saw some Crafter Secret Cotton. I didn't get it, so I didn't get all the yarn, but it was just like nothing but like variegated acrylics and really nice solids and stuff. Like, I mean, there's a couple other random yarns too, but like another 26 skeins of yarn. But like as I'm filming this, it's in like sort of nearing the end of September, and they're still like clearancing skeins, but it's insane. And how many times am I going to find yarn in there? So what happened was, so I went into Hobby Lobby, and what I was looking for was what are those things? The keychains that I know they're in these bags somewhere. These keychain things that I've shown in another video, or my previous video. I was looking for more of these keychain things, and I wanted to give my mom one, and I wanted to put one in my little shoulder bag purse thing or whatever. And I was hoping that they would get more in. And so because I wanted to give my niece one, and then I wanted to have one to hang here on my wall. And because I had the other one, the one I got on Amazon, hanging on my wall, but I didn't have one of these. And so I wanted to get one of those for my wall, and one for my niece. And so I went into Hobby Lobby, and luckily they had two of these, and so I got these. But when I went in there, it's sort of like, I don't know, it sort of feels like the deal magnet that I have. It's like. Again, I'm making this up. I don't believe in all this stuff, but I feel like I sort of had this like sense that like I was gonna come across some yarn that day, because I was in there and there was all kinds of boxes, and they were like opening up new yarn, and like new they had like 3 carts of yarn in random places, and mostly like where the yarn was, and they were all, I knew it was new because it was all of them were individually wrapped in plastic or whatever, and then there was a woman like taking it, like ripping them open, like putting them on the shelves. And so I didn't see any cart there with like a bunch of random skeins in it or anything, but I thought they're like opening up new yarn and they're putting it on the shelves, and I just sort of felt like this sort of felt like that same day when they were working around in the yarn section and like putting new yarn out, and had all those empty boxes and stuff, and then they had that cart full of yarn, and she was like discounting them that day. It just sort of felt like it was going to happen again today. I just sort of felt it, like maybe they had already taken the yarn off, and they just hadn't put it over there in the remnants section yet. Maybe they put it in the back, or maybe they were going to do it. I just sort of felt it, because it just sort of had the same vibe that day that I came across that big cart that they were clearancing as I was in the store, and so I kind of felt it, like but what I saw when I went in there just to get these was she was like opening up all the yarn, all the skeins of yarn, and I mean I wasn't sure if they were gonna have any discount yarn there, but I just sort of felt it. And so but I did leave because I didn't see any cart with any yarn that she was gonna discount, but I just felt like it seems like when they put new yarn out, it's like they're taking some of the old yarn off and clearancing it. And so I just felt like I need to keep track of like when they get shipments in. Like I go there enough, I should know the days that they get shipments, and so I can go there every single one of those days. But whatever. And so I just felt like maybe I should go back. And so I went to other places and stuff, and I'll get to the tangents, other places I went. But it's sort of yarn related too, because I saw some yarn at Goodwill. But I'll just get back to this. So I went to some other places or whatever. But then I thought I was still out, and it was like maybe an hour later, and I thought I want to pop in just one more time before I go home. And I walked in there, and there were 26 skeins of yarn in the remnant section. Within like it was only like an hour later or whatever. And so I walked in there, I thought I knew it, but whatever. So, but what sucked is I walked in there, I didn't get a cart because there was a woman like in where the carts were in the flower. I don't go to the one like right when you walk in the store and there's like carts that way. I get it in the flowers, and there was a woman there, and she was like had a cart full of flowers, and she was like putting them on the shelves or whatever. And so I didn't like grab a cart there because there was some woman there. But still, I should have just grabbed a cart. But then I went over to the remnant section, and there was a guy standing there at the remnants. And then I thought, holy crap, there's a paint party skein right there. Like, because I didn't see the yarn at first, and I thought, there's a paint party skein right there. Like, I know that colorway. It's one of my favorite colorways from Hobby Lobby, and I thought, there's a paint party colorway right there, and I knew they were going to have yarn. And then he was just sort of standing there, like, looking through the stuff in the remnants. Luckily, he was looking through, like, the ribbons or whatever the hell it was, or remnants, or I was just like staring at the yarn, like, hoping that he wasn't going to grab it. He didn't grab any of the yarn. He was just like, you know, going through whatever the hell else he was looking at. And then by the time I went and got a cart and went back, he had moved, and so I got all the yarn. 26 freaking skeins of yarn. I don't know. It really does feel like they're clearancing them out like they're closing, but they're not, because they're getting new shipments in all the time. I just can't believe. Was it always like this? Like, I can't believe that I've come across so many skeins of yarn at Hobby Lobby. I have no idea. But, I mean, at the clearance price, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so this is the haul. 26 freaking skeins of yarn. Another one of these, Baby Bee Snugs and Kisses in the color Grape Jelly. I mean, I don't know why they keep clearancing this out, but I think this is like the third skein of this that I have for my niece. It's a really cool color. It's like a light purple. And again, Grape Jelly just doesn't seem like the right kind of name for this, because Grape Jelly, if it looked like this, you know, there's something wrong with it. So it's like a really light purple with like some white speckle in it. And so that color. This is $1.99. And then they had some cotton. They had the Crafter's Secret cotton. They had like 3 or 4 skeins of the Crafter's Secret cotton, and they were either in like I didn't even hardly look at them, because I just thought I'm going to leave those there. It was either in like Christmas colors or July 4th colors or something. I don't know. It was like some kind of seasonal looking color. I didn't even pay enough attention to know what color they were, because I didn't even want to pick them up. So, but I did get all the other cotton. They had like 3 skeins of cotton. Three, I think, yeah. I love this cotton. These are all 99 cents, and I just can't wait to use these. 99 cents, and these are just the color white. So, like, you know, 2 skeins of white of the cotton, and then this one, another like beautiful, like, sage green color, or it is color the color sage. So I love this cotton and the color sage, and I love this color. I don't know. And so there's another one, like another sage green, so like 99 cents for that. And so I got those 3, and then I got 2 skeins of Baby Bee Sweet Delight Prince, and these aren't the same colorway, although they're, God. See what I'm saying? Look, these look like the exact same colorway. I mean, almost identical. Except this one has like a little bit of blue in it. But couldn't you see you accidentally getting these two, thinking that they're the same colorway? I mean, they're so close in color. I know this is a crappy camera, but like, I mean, they look exactly the same. This one's called Woodland Elderberry. Okay, whatever. And then it has some like browns and like a peach color. This one has a little bit of blue in it, and then like a cream color, and just like a nice mix of colors, and really nice and soft. $1.49 for this. And then this one is called Sweet Delight Prince Springtime Chateau, and it's the same kind of colors, except the pink isn't as prominent in this, or like the peachy sort of pinkish color, and it doesn't have any of that blue in it. So it's just like the greens and browns and tans and stuff. Really nice mix of colors. And so I don't know, so $1.49 for these. But it's just weird how close those are. I mean, it's nice how you can probably pair them together, and it'll like sort of match in some sort of pairing way. But like you could accidentally grab these and think, oh, I got 2 of the same ones, and that's all I needed. And then you think, oh crap, that this one isn't the same one. You know what I'm saying? And then they had a what is that? Keychain. I need to put it on my wall. Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky, and the color is watercolors. And again, like how many? I know that I've gotten the grape jelly a bunch of times, and I don't even know if did I get a sage green the last time with all that cotton. I don't think I got a sage green. I know I got a white, but like, even these don't sound familiar. Maybe the Springtime Chateau does, but like Woodland Elderberry, like that doesn't really sound familiar. And this one, the Sweet Delight Chunky in the color watercolors, like this doesn't sound familiar to me either. I can't believe, just even after all the hauls that I've gotten, how many of these are so unique. How can I get so many skeins of yarn to the point of it being utterly ridiculous, and have that, like almost all of them be unique from each other? I mean, it's weird. And it's just like these pastel colors. This is very like Easter pastel colors. But it'll make something really pretty, probably for somebody else, not for me. But it has like purple and or like pastel, purple and yellow and green, and it's just like very, very pastel-y looking. And not even like an icy pastel. It's just very pastel. I have some pink in it too. But you know, pastel colors, called watercolors. And then they had 2 skeins of the Rustic Romantic, which is really cool. I love the look of this tweed yarn. The more I see it worked up, and I haven't worked it up myself, but I'm getting a lot of like tweed looking yarns. Yarn B Rustic Romantic. This is the color Chicory Root, which I think I have one of. It's just like this brown color. And this is that yarn that has hemp in it. 85% acrylic and 15% hemp. And so it's just like a deep brown color with like the the little flecks of part of the hemp, but like it looks like tweed. And then this one is like an orange color. It's called I'll give you 10. I'll give you one guess of what it's called. Can you figure it out? Pumpkin spice. Oh God. It does smell like pumpkin spice. So not because it's the colorway called pumpkin spice, but you know, because of the cinnamon smell in that store. Whatever. But it's called pumpkin spice, and so it's like an orange color, and it has like the flecks of hemp or tweed or whatever in it, and so God, of course it's called pumpkin spice. So $1.37 for both of those, and so that's the one bag, and then I think all the rest of them. Yeah, I got like some of these I could have left for other people, because I do have a lot of that, Baby Bee Sweet Delight, or like the chunky, but like I will use this, and like I wasn't gonna leave this cotton. I want to build up my stash of cotton, and this is for my niece. So and all of these are the acrylics, and a big bag. Let me put it over here. So God. I love this yarn, and the colorway is Limelight. See, like I said in one of my other videos, it seems like they're getting rid of a lot of this this lime green color. I mean, I don't know if they still have it in the store or whatever, but they may. But I've seen so much of this clearance. Not just this, I love this yarn, but like the Soft Secret, and it's weird how much of this like lime green I've seen clearanced or whatever. It's just not a popular color. I mean, I'm not crazy about like really neon colors either, but like it's a really pretty color. It's really fun, green color. I don't know, but there's another one. And then this one is, I love this yarn in the color Tropical Pink, which I don't think I have. Like, of all the solids that I got in that big haul, I don't think I got a Tropical Pink. It's a really nice, it's sort of like a tropical pink color. It's not like a neon pink. It's sort of like almost like a light orangey pink. It sort of feels like a color that you would. I've never been to like the islands or whatever, but it sort of feels like a color you'd see in something kind of Hawaiian, or from in the islands, like that kind of like island pink kind of color, like a tropical pink. It's the perfect kind of name for that, because it is like a really unique shade of pink. And all these were $1.24 a piece. And then this is just like a regular pink. I love this yarn in the color pink. I know I've gotten that before, so a nice solid. And then 2 more of these. I love this color, and I think I've gotten maybe 2 of these. Like, now that I'm really embracing, like, I understand the difference between like a pastel and an icy pastel. This is like an icy pastel. It's even called Glacier. I mean, that's the perfect colorway name for this. So it's like a really light, sort of icy blue, almost like an icy greenish blue. And so I'm looking at my shelf, and I'm seeing like the pastel colors in a different way. Like I know that, okay, that one's definitely a pastel. That one is more like an icy pastel, or that. And so now that I know like the difference, and how I really do love these icy pastel colors, I can sort of love them without thinking that. Do I love pastel? Like, no, I love icy pastels. I do have some icy pastels over there. And I want to make something with all these icy pastels. There's like a purple over there that's almost like an icy pastel too. And like the lemon ice that, or the lemon ice is over there too. Like, I want to take all those colors and make something really cool, like with like all the icy pastels. So I'm glad I got 2 more of these Glaciers, because it's a really gorgeous color. And then this one is called, a Tropical Pink. Oh, I got 2 of the Tropical Pink. Okay. Oh, that's good. So I got 2, another one of the Tropical Pink. And then I got, Stone Wash. This is called Stone Wash. It's a blue color, sort of like a deep light blue. And I know I've gotten so many different shades of their light blues. I'm sure I've gotten Stone Wash before. There's a couple other ones, Periwinkle and light blue, and like there's a couple. There are a lot of shades of light blue, not just in the I Love This Yarn on Premier's website. I mean, I don't know why there's so many. There's so many different shades of light blue and yarns and stuff, but I've gotten a lot of these, so I think I have a Stone Wash. That sounds familiar. How about that one? And then this one is, oh, speaking of light blue, this one is soft blue, excuse me. Maybe the other one was, maybe they don't have a light blue, maybe it was just called soft blue. But it's like a really light blue color. So like this is the, if you compare the two. So this is like, see, they're both light blue, but this is sort of like a deeper light blue. And then this was like a really light blue. And but it's called soft blue. And then they had an antique white. So it's sort of like a muted white, or it's not like a just bold white. It's sort of like a not like a creamy white, but like just a very like antique white. Sort of like a muted white. And so it's that color. And then they had, let's see, and then all the rest are variegated. They had like all three of these. Is there three of them? Or these? This two. Yeah, these three. I don't know what you called it. This isn't really stone washed, and I had trouble describing it in one of my other videos, because it just says I love this yarn print. But like these kind of yarns, what would you call these? That they're not, because they're sort of consistent in the way that they're kind of. It's like this is a pink or like a peach color. This is a green, and this is kind of like a grayish blue. But then there's like a speckle in it, but it's not really speckled yarn, and it's not really stone wash, because it would say stone wash on it. I don't really know what you would call this kind of yarn. Do you know what do you call this kind of yarn? But this is like green, and it has little speckles or flecks, or not flecks. It's like, it's consistently like the green and the gray. It looks like the same amount, like swirled around each other. I don't know what you'd call this, because it doesn't really look like stone wash to me. But it's like green and gray in whatever pattern that would be, whatever you'd call that. This is the color Sage Advice. It's funny, a funny pun. I guess that's not a ridiculous color, it's kind of funny since it's a pun. But it's like a sage green color, and then this one is called Prima Ballerina. I think that's the one that I had trouble describing, or one of those. It's kind of like this. It has and like I said, this isn't really like the pink that you would think of like as a Prima Ballerina. Like I think of like a really light pink color. This is sort of like a brownish purplish pink. So it doesn't really seem like a ballerina kind of pink to me, but maybe I'm just wrong. I'm not immersed in like ballerina culture, or I don't watch. I don't even know what was that. That Christmas musical or whatever, with the Sugar Plum Fairies, or like, isn't there ballerinas in that? I don't know. I don't even know any kind of like. I think I saw Black Swan like once, but I don't know anything about like ballerina culture. But like to me, my niece wanted to get into ballet and stuff, but like this just isn't like a ballerina pink in my mind. It's just like a different shade. It's not like a ballerina pink shade. Maybe the light color in that, but you barely see it. You see more of like the brownish pink color in this. But Prima Ballerina, 19 minutes. And then this one is called oh yeah, I know. Maybe it was this one I couldn't describe. Quarry Days, Q-U-A. I still can't say the freaking word. Quarry Days, and it's like a bluish, brownish kind of color. It's a really unique color, and then it has like a light creamy gray in it as the accent color. But so what is this called? This kind of pattern? Because it's not stone washed, so I don't know what it is. And then they had 5 variegated skeins of yarn. I mean, how can I pass this up? I mean, really. I love this yarn print, and then the color Shocking Violet. Another one of these Shocking Violets. I think I got it in my last haul. But it's just gorgeous purple and green and orange, and just all kinds of the main color is like a purple, but it has like some greens and oranges and pinks and stuff streaked in. It's a really gorgeous colorway. gorgeous colorway. And then this one is, I love this yarn print, and the colorway is Herb Garden. I think I've gotten this, I think I got this at some random time last year. It wasn't even like around any of the big markdowns. I think I just got a bunch of random skeins. Like I found it, like when they were starting to put the skeins of yarn in the back, in the back clearance section. This is before they started putting them in the remnants. I think I got like 3 or 4 of these because I know I think I put one on my niece's wall somewhere. Oh yeah, it's up there. I could actually find it, you know, as much yarn as she has. I think I have so much of this. I put one on her wall. So so it's really pretty. It has a different mix of sort of a grayish purple and then some blues and greens and different shades in it. Herb Garden, that's kind of a good name for that. And then so funny, another kaleidoscope. Like just the other day, and in my last video, I was talking about how I made the little the doily thing. I have it on my shelf up here. The doily thing underneath that pumpkin that the woman that my mom knows gave to us, that she made out of stained glass. I made the little doily out of that, and I just noticed that, like, my skein is sort of, you know, skimpy or whatever over here underneath my deal magnet. Well, that's weird. When I was showing that skein in my last video, I touched my deal magnet or whatever, and I sort of jokingly said, "Oh, like you know, you got some, you know, magic from the deal magnet." And then I come across this, whatever. Maybe I should touch it again. No, I don't need any more yarn. But you know, I'll touch it just in case. No, but I had that skein there, and it's a little, you know, skimpy because I've used it before. I used it for her bookmark, and I think I've used it for some other things. And then I used it for the doily underneath that pumpkin. And then I come across a brand new skein. So that was a really good thing, because I'll definitely use that. I practically used that whole skein already. So a kaleidoscope, and it has it's sort of like Southwestern colors, except that it has like some vibrant pink in it too, like blues and oranges, and like a red color, and maybe a goldish green, and then like occasionally there's like a pop of that like really vibrant pink, really pretty color, and colorway. And then this one is called, or I love this yarn print, green turquoise red. I guess they, you know, they thought, oh, we've had enough fun coming up with, you know, these stupid colorway names. We'll just call it green/turquoise/red. No, I'm complaining about how ridiculous the colorway names are, and then they finally just put a green turquoise red, and then I found a way to complain about that too. I am getting old. That's all I do is complain about stuff. Anyway, so. And I think I've gotten this before, because I remember, you know, seeing like green, turquoise, red. So it has like a very brownish sort of red in here, and some purples and blues and teals and stuff. Sort of a stonewash looking. Like this sort of reminds me of what stonewash is in my head. This is not. I don't know what this is. It's not even like striped. I'm not really sure what you call this kind of yarn, but like this is sort of like a stone-washed mix of colors, very muted, almost like brownish shades of those colors. I mean the blues and even the greens is kind of vibrant in it, but like the reds and the pinks and stuff, they're a little like brownish red, and then the purples too. So, but it's a really gorgeous colorway though. And then you know, Paint Party. I know I've described this so many freaking times. I just love Paint Party. I cannot believe that they had this in there. That's the first one I saw, and when that guy was standing over there, I was thinking, oh, Paint Party. No, so it's just, from far away, it's just like, you know, all these, you know, pretty mixes of all these different shades of purple and stuff. But there's like some blue and some pink and a little bit of green in there. And this is my favorite colorway of theirs, I think. Just gorgeous. And this is the one that I wanted to make my EG Stitch throw blanket out of, like, you know, completely just with this one colorway. But they didn't have all of them, or they didn't have enough when I was in there looking for the yarn for my throw blanket. So that's why I decided to get the ones that they had, and then, you know, mix in some other ones and stuff. But this is the one that I wanted to make the entire blanket out of. And if I keep finding all these clearance skeins or whatever, and they have enough of this Paint Party, I might have enough to make a blanket that, you know, with just this colorway. If I keep coming across as many skeins as I come across, God, I mean, it's crazy. How is it that I'm able? I know I go in there every day because I have no life, but like, how is it that I'm able to come across all of these skeins? I don't know. It really does feel like that deal magnet is real. Like, you know, it came to life, and it's just giving me all kinds of luck. And you know, now sixth senses or whatever, like the, you know, a feeling or premonition or what. I just sort of I felt like if I went back in there, they were gonna have some yarn, and then it did. It was just so weird because I mean, look, when I walked in there, I didn't even Like, I barely had any hesitation because I thought there's going to be yarn in here. Like, usually I would think, oh, there's probably not going to be any yarn or whatever. And like, me not getting a cart was mainly because that woman was standing there in the carts. But like, I don't even think that I even felt any kind of hesitation. I just felt like there's going to be yarn in here. I felt the vibe in that store when I walked in there, and it was just like that same vibe from the other day, or the other day, it was probably like a week or two ago. Whenever I got like 30 skeins of yarn, which I still haven't put away. I don't know, but I just felt the same vibe, and then I walked in there, and then there it all was. I couldn't believe it. God. Anyway, so that's the haul. I'll talk about a couple random things if you care to. If you're not thinking, oh God, there you are, just talking about Hobby Lobby. You've gotten so sick of me talking about Hobby Lobby clearance scans that you clicked away. I'll talk about if you stuck around, I'll talk about a couple random things. But anyway, like I said, I went to Goodwill. Like in between the first trip to Hobby Lobby and then the second trip, I did go to Goodwill, and this is a sort of a the random stuff. But I got some Harry Potter. I'm a Ravenclaw, if you care about that. But they had these Ravenclaw socks, and it's like the the Ravenclaw colors and stuff, and they're brand new. They still have like the Harry Potter thing on it. And these were $2.99, and but they were brand new, and they're really nice socks. And they would probably go with my Harry Potter collection. And if I have cold feet one day or something, I can open them and use them and stuff. But that's really cool. Ravenclaw socks, because they do have some Harry Potter stuff in there, but it's just too expensive. But this was like an affordable thing, $3 for these socks. And then I do go through the DVDs anywhere I go that has DVDs. They had this is completely random. It's weird. The people that are watching this probably don't even care about this. They had the Human Centipede 2. I've never seen these movies. I know they're like gruesome and just horrific and awful. What I've heard about them, but I couldn't believe that they had this in Goodwill, because I've never seen the first one, and I don't even know if you can watch the second one. But I've heard about these movies, and so it's weird to come across this, and this was $2.99, but that's just like a random thing. But while I was in there, they did what is that? Oh, some idiot honking their horn. Because I live by a road. You should know that by now. But unless you're new, and if you're new, you're thinking, oh my God, who the hell is this weirdo? God. But anyway, so while I was in there, let me just say that I did bring this in there. If you're new, you're thinking, what the hell just happened? You're like, you said like 4 things at once. If you're a regular, you know what the hell just happened. I'm just like all over the place. But no, the only reason I brought this up is there's this woman. I think I mentioned her in one of my other videos. But like, there's this really sweet woman in my Goodwill, and she's. I mean, everybody in all these stores are usually really nice, but like, she's so nice and sweet. She just seems like the sweetest woman, and she's like the kind of person that, like, I really like to talk to people in public, but like, she's so nice and friendly that I've talked to her before, and but she's like so nice that you sort of have to, and so like so talkative that you sort of have to watch what you take through her line, because you don't want to. Like, I mean, I've never. I'm not like saying that she's like this, but like I sort of. She's so nice that you don't want to take something kind of like, questionable through her line or whatever. Like, the Human Centipede 2 movie. Because, like, she's the kind of person that she's so nice and friendly or whatever. She'll, like, go through every single thing that you buy and say, oh, these are really nice. Like, when she picked up these socks, she said, oh, these will keep you nice and warm. These are really nice socks. Like, she's that kind of person that's really nice and sweet. But, like, pays attention to every, like, she's not like one of these people that just like scans it and like throws it in your cart like some of these other people, or like the people in the grocery store, just kind of like not even paying attention to what you're buying. She pays attention to what you're buying, and to the point where she say, oh, these are like really nice, or like if my mom buys something, oh, this is a really pretty shirt, it'll look really nice, and or like, oh, you got a good deal on this shirt today, oh, look at the pretty colors. Like, she's that friendly, and so I was almost leery of even going through her line, because I thought, what is she going to say when she sees like the Human Centipede 2? Or like, I don't know if she's ever heard of this. She's so nice, I can't imagine her ever hearing anything about this movie. But whatever. And if you don't know what it is, don't look it up, because I've heard things about it. I'm sort of leery to even watch this. I don't really care. I watch like horror movies and stuff, but you know what I'm saying. If you know this movie, then you know why I was even leery to take it through that line, because I thought, what is she going to say? She's like, the Human Centipede? Like, cause she checks the thing to make sure the DVD's in there, and so sometimes she pays attention to it. So, oh, this movie looks good, that kind of stuff. She didn't do that with this, but she just said, oh, because like, luckily somebody was going through the line first. Again, this is just like random random stuff. Random shit. No, that there was a woman going through the line, and so she forgot her debit card or whatever, so she had to like run out to the car. And so she was in the middle of her transaction. So that woman said, "Oh, come on over here." And I was thinking, "Oh, darn it," because like I didn't want to like go through the line with this. And so she said, "Oh, I can run you through," because she's going to get her debit card. And so she like, because I only had the 2 things. And so she like ran me through. And luckily it was sort of like, because she was doing it really quickly before that woman came back with her debit card, I got to like, you know, pay for this through her line, and she didn't even notice. Like I was afraid that she would. But like, this is a total side story. But like, my mom and I have this like, you know, warped sense of humor sometimes, and we found this. This was in one of the other. When the Goodwill wasn't the Goodwill we have now, but that one was working in the other Goodwill too. But we came across this mug. It wasn't this exact mug. When we went to Goodwill, we found this mug, and we didn't get it. We're the type of people to go through like a thrift store or whatever and like make fun of some of the stuff or whatever. It's sort of like, you know, how Coco Peru does in her videos, where she's like, you know, going through stores and, you know, making comments about every little thing. It's sort of like that. And, like my mom and I going through a thrift store or any kind of store together. And so they had a mug that was like this. It's making bacon, and ridiculous. They're just playing leapfrog, as Rose would say on Golden Girls. So they're you know what I'm saying. They're pigs, and so and they're on the cup, and so it wasn't this exact mug, because, you know, we made fun of it in the store when we saw it, but then we didn't buy it, and then we went back, you know, just we couldn't get out of our head how funny it was to this mug. We went into the store, and of course somebody had bought it. Somebody we probably would have gotten along with. But what was funny about this, even joking about it later, I eventually bought this on eBay. It's since, I think it broke or whatever. I had to glue it back together. Well, we don't use this. It's just like this funny novelty thing. But like, when we were thinking about this mug or whatever, and like going back in there, we were thinking, oh God, what if we go in there and we buy this mug and we go through her line? Like this, you know, sweet, just really just nice and sweet woman, but a woman that is very nice to the point where she notices every single thing we buy. And like, what the hell is going to go through her head when she picks up a mug? She's like, "Oh, hi," and then she's like, and then she looks at it, and is she going to be as like, I'm not saying that she's like dumb like Rose on Golden Girls, but is she going to be so sweet and innocent that she would just think, oh, like, you know, they're playing leapfrog? Would she have thought that, or would she think, oh my God, like would that shock her? I don't know. So that's just the sort of the story behind this like mug or whatever. That woman is just so nice and sweet every time we go in there. But I just thought, I thought about her, you know, what she would say when I was buying this DVD. But luckily she didn't notice. But you know, we thought about her, you know, months and months ago when we bought this. On eBay, because it was such a funny thing. I had to buy it for my mom, so I found it on eBay. I don't think it was this exact mug, but it was one very similar in Goodwill. But we didn't get it. But it was just like, it's just a funny story about the mug. I guess I'll talk about the whole Michaels thing, because I said in my last video I was going to talk about it in another video. I still haven't bought anything from Michaels, but I know that their yarn right now, as I'm filming this, is 30% off, like all the yarn, and then I have a 15% off coupon that expires in a couple days for everything, even sale items. And so I'm thinking I can bundle that with that 30% off and get, you know, yarn 45% off. But I don't want to go in there and just think, I'll just buy the yarn just to use the coupons, even though that's what I did with that 30% off one item coupon and 40% off one item coupon. But I was hoping to like save something. Like, this is a good deal. I was hoping that they would get the smash cakes in. I would consider buying them. I don't know, or like the big twist, like the variegated yarns. But like every single time I go in there, there's like nothing new. And then I think I've said in a video where I went into my Michaels, and like some of those freestanding shells were gone. It turns out yesterday when I went to Michaels, they had all those like brown boxes, you know, like the $10 boxes at the front of the store. I didn't buy any of that stuff because I know what's in those boxes, because I know what was on those shelves, and I didn't want it when I saw it out in the open. So I didn't buy any of those boxes or whatever. But it made me feel good that they are clearing out that stuff, because I feel like maybe they're going to put up some freestanding shelves in that area where all that clearance stuff was and put some yarn in it. I mean, but it sounds, I feel even stupid to even have hope about it, because I just feel like even the shelves that they have there with yarn, they're getting kind of skimpy looking. Like the end caps, there's probably like there's probably more yarn in this haul that I got than there is on those end caps in my Michaels. Like, it's weird. Like 26, I bet there's not even half of that on those end caps. There's all this space there, and like even going through the aisles, there's like spaces there. It's just that they're not keeping it filled up. And maybe they're like they're so busy, they're throwing all this stuff in boxes or like what. But I have this like, it just feels like empty hope that they're gonna put a freestanding shelf in there with like a bunch of Karen smashed cakes and get some of the big anniversary cakes, which I don't want to get, or like the variegated big twist or whatever. I feel weird even like having hope about it. That's how it sort of defeated I feel going through there and like leaving with nothing but disappointment. But I don't know, maybe with all the space there, they're going to put some shelves back up and have all kinds of yarn. I do want to get some of the variegated big twist, even though I have enough yarn. If it's nice and significant and like that red or the perplexed or like those kind of colors, like I use that blue practically till there's hardly anything left. That's similar to that. I do want to get some of those if they have them. The smash cakes from Karen, I do want to see in person, and I'll feel the texture. I don't know if I'm going to get any of those or not. They're going to be expensive. I think they're like probably $12.99 a piece or whatever. But with the coupons, it might be worth it. If it feels like a nice yarn. I do love that multicolored one with the black in it. Or they all have like some black mixed in it, but I do want to like see those in person. Those anniversary cakes, I want to see one in person sometime, but I'm never going to get those because what's his name? Nick from Urban Farm Boys. In his video, he was showing like what he's made stuff with those big anniversary cakes. They look, they're incredible looking. There's giant skeins of yarn. It would be worth it just to get one to show my niece. Like, oh look, but they're like $40. Of course, with these coupons, it would be good. But still, I don't want to get it because he showed some of the things that he had made and like months later, what it looks like and how it's pilling and all that kind of stuff. So if I'm going to spend $40 or like even discount it, like that kind of money on a freaking skein of yarn, it better not look like that. I mean, that would piss me the hell off. I don't want to. So I don't want to buy those skeins of yarn. But I think it would be funny, like just to see them in person, and even just like I'll have my mom come in with me if I go to Michael's, and if I see those, I'll have her come in, and maybe she'll take a picture of me holding one of those just to send my niece. It'd be kind of funny. But I really don't want to. I don't want to spend the kind of money on that anyway. I mean, I didn't spend that like $40 on all this haul, and I got 26 skeins of yarn. But I would never spend that kind of money on those skeins. But also, I wouldn't want to buy them just because of what I saw in Nick's video. I can't believe how the yarn just ended up like that. I don't know. But I mean, they're really cool looking and all that. But I want to find the variegated big twist. I want to find the smash cakes just to see what they look like and to have them in my hands to consider whether I should buy some or not. I don't need them, because I got plenty of yarn. But you know what I'm saying. I'm a deal finder, and and I do love yarn. I'll buy the yarn if it's nice, if it's worth it. But I don't know if I will or not. Anyway. But I hate to be like so defeated about the whole like Michael's thing, and but I don't know. What gave me hope is Michael from the Crafted Crocheter. You know, I mentioned him in some of my videos before. He showed in one of his. I'll link every time I mention somebody, I'll link them in the description. He showed that he went to his Michaels, one of his Michaels, and he got like the smash cakes and some of the anniversary cakes and like the big twist. And I'm thinking, like if he can get some, I'm just thinking, you know. It sort of gave me hope because, like, I've seen, you know, he's shown his Michaels in one of my videos before. I think he lives close enough where there's like a couple Michaels. I live where there's like one, and so like the closest one beyond the one we have is probably like 100 miles away or something. So we have like one, and so. But it sort of made me. It sort of renewed my quest to like go into. Michael's and renewed my hope that maybe like if he got some in and he actually got the anniversary cakes and stuff, like if he got some in, maybe I'll come across some in my, even just like the variegated big twist or something. I don't know. I have a lot of hope for that store, and but it's not really not really warranted. But I do hope that that store gets better, and I hope that one day I'll walk in there. I'll try to go in there today just to see if they have any. I'll walk in there and just to see, and maybe they'll totally shock me, and they'll have all the aisles that they already have just stocked full of yarn, and they'll have a freestanding shelf and all kinds of yarn. But at this point, I don't have the hope that they will. But Michael when he got his haul, I was thinking, maybe mine will have it too, and it sort of renewed my energy and my hope of like going in there, and that's why I started to go back in there again. Because every time I went to Hobby Lobby, I just drive past my Michaels. I think I don't even want to go in there, and I don't. I used to go in there every time I go to Hobby Lobby. I pop into Michaels just to see. Now, then it got to the point where I didn't even want to pop into Michael's because I knew that they wouldn't have anything. And so, but, maybe it sort of renewed my hope. So, thank you, Michael, for, buying all the haul that you did and showing it in the video because it made me want to go back into my Michael's. But I still have hope, but, it might be empty hope. I have no idea. But anyway, so I guess that's about all for this video, except to say, I got two more super thanks. Tina Simpson 4270, shout out to you, gave me a super thanks. And so, and when Tina gave me that super thanks, I had this funny idea. Like what I said when I made Vicky 32's V and put it here. It was I wasn't gonna make every single person gave me a super thanks or whatever, because I mean, not that I anticipated getting, hundreds of them, but, I just wanted to, take this moment to do that, because if it gets to the point where I do gain subscribers and I get, some more super thanks or whatever, I didn't want it to get to the point where I, felt like obligated to make them, and then if I miss one or something, somebody gives me a super thanks, and then I miss one, I don't want them to feel like, well, you made it for the other, 37 people that you made all their initials. Like, I didn't want to get to that point. So I would love to do that for every single person I get a super thanks from. But I wanted to just honor, like, the first time, not just Vicky3232 for the super thanks, but, like, for the first time I made money from YouTube, and especially from like, directly from a subscriber. It was just like this big moment. So I wanted to kind of do that, like, do something to kind of honor that moment. And but like when Tina Simpson 4270 shout out, when she gave me a super thanks, I almost thought maybe, because like I was thinking, how many more super thanks am I going to get, really? And I thought, like, at least I had the idea to do this, Tina, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this, but it would be funny to, like, make a T for Tina, and because, like, if I hung it there, it would be like TV, like, because I have all those freaking TV and movie references. I just thought, how funny would that be? Because, like, I have a V already, and so, like, if I made a T for Tina, it would be like TV, and, like, that would just be, like, really funny to think about. So, but anyway, Tina Simpson 4270 gave me a super thanks, and I love you for doing that. And then and then last night I got a super thanks from Jody Belton 625. A shout out, a huge shout out to you. I shouldn't like say anything about, like, the amount of money people give me, because I don't want to, like, single anybody out, but, like, she gave me $24.99. I could not believe that. Like, God, I was so amazed, and, like, I could not believe that. Like, I thought I read it wrong, because, like, I thought, like, do I need glasses? Like, $24.99. God, I'd love to have, like, a T and a J, and, like, but I'm probably not gonna do that. But just know that I do appreciate every single one of my super thanks, if I get any more. And I'm not saying this to encourage you to give me them. I mean, with the way the world is in the economy and inflation and, like, all that kind of stuff, I mean, if you can't afford to give me any super thanks, please don't feel bad about it. I just don't know how to, like, I'm a writer, but I don't know how to put into words just how thankful and grateful I am for you, like, giving me money just for my ridiculous videos, and so I wanted to at least shout them out in these videos, and just to point it out in a video, so that you know that I know that you gave me that super thanks, and just how grateful and appreciative I am of I just can't believe it. I mean, the only negative thing that's ever happened with my YouTube channel was, like, the crap that I had to go through to like, getting a cell phone, and, like, getting turning on two-step verification, and getting accepted into the YouTube partner program. That was the only negative. every single thing that has happened with this channel, and like all the connections I made with all of you people, and all the support that you've shown me, and all the comments, everything has just been like nothing but positive. There's never been anything negative, and I'm so thankful and grateful that like it just keeps getting better and better, and I'm just so appreciative that for the super thanks, and for all the support that you all have given me, whether it's, you know, through your own money, God, or like, you know, just, you know, your comments or your likes, or just for subscribing to my channel, or, you know, sharing my posts, or like whatever. I just cannot. It still, you know, baffles me. It's still, all of it is just still so exciting for me. All of this stuff, I just love it. And so I wanted to, you know, shout out, you know, Tina and Jody, just for, you know, more super thanks. God, I can't believe it. Anyway, but anyway, I guess that's enough for this video. So anyway, like and subscribe and comment down below and all that, and I'll see you in the next one.